Newton-John once famously sang that every face tells a story. Well, as we enter into the first half of the 21st century, technology has now shown us that not every face tells a story. In fact, there are now thousands of faces online that have only one story, and that story is fake, and it's for sale. Yes, the New York Times is now reporting that thousands of photos of simulated people are starting to show up around the internet, used as masks by real people with nefarious intent. From spies who don an attractive face in an effort to infiltrate the intelligence community, to online harassers who troll their targets with a friendly visage. Yes, social media and their online outlets are seeing the rise of not just fake news, but fake people too. No longer content to just steal random pictures of actual real people. No, now through the beauty of artificial intelligence, as you can see on your screen here, online troublemakers can buy 1 or 1,000 different pictures of very different people who simply do not exist. None of the people you're seeing right now are real people. They're computer-generated images. Wow. With prices ranging anywhere from $2.99 for one fake person or $1,000 for 1,000 photos of fake people, apparently the world of creating fake folks is bringing in real dollars. Plus, for extra bucks, you can adjust the photo's age, likeness, and ethnicity to your very liking. This is all possible thanks to an artificial intelligence called Generative Adversarial Network. And according to the Times, it works by feeding a computer program a bunch of photos of real people, it studies them, and then tries to come up with its own photos of people, while another part of the system tries to detect which of those photos are fake. This back-and-forth style system apparently makes the end product even more indistinguishable from a real existing human face. And speaking of real-life human beings, joining us now to discuss the ups and downs of this latest technology is legal and media analyst Lionel of Lionel Media. Lionel, always a pleasure having you on, sir.
Thank you, sir. And by the way, anybody who can quote Olivia Newton-John and work that into this brilliant prolegomena, I think, Amisha, pay attention. This man is a master. But you mentioned Olivia Newton-John. Let me take you back to the 80s. Godley and Cream. Cry. Remember that from 10cc? The morphing of the faces. We thought that was interesting. You would go from an Inuit to a Pacific Islander, and that was 1985. If ever there was a show that would get this, it's this. And I'm not being gratuitous when I say this. Friends, think about this. We are now talking about VTubing. We threw in before animate. We're now using words like virtual and remote. Virtual learning, remote, not real, not school. We're reimagining the police. We have sex robots, AI. This sounds like a Carlin routine the more I do it. We've already had news bots and AI people writing news stories. You're going to see news presenters and the like. I know Americans don't like that term, but that's there. We now have fans, artificial fans in various stadia. We're going to be having autonomous cars. We're going to be tracked through nanocrystal quantum dot dye tattooing for our vaccines. We used to talk about transhumanism in the old days, where we wanted to seek immortality with artificial limbs and artificial hearts and organs. This is a complete substitution for humanity. This is as fake gets, and nobody is even noticing that we are eliminating not only the appreciation and the necessity, but even the recognition of humans. I know it's cool to do this, but my friends, is there not a part of this? And I'm not just saying from your role as news purveyors and the like, but do you get the impression that, and I hate to say it, young people in particular, don't see what's happening here? We pump the brakes a little bit just to say, wait a minute, hold it.
Well, we'll find out.
We
will find out soon enough. But, I'm well aware of Ty's excellent pop culture references, but I have one for you that may be just as good, maybe not, who knows. But as Jeff Goldblum's Ian Malcolm of Jurassic Park fame once so eloquently said, Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Is this technology another example of that kind of lack of foresight?
Absolutely. I'm going to throw one back at you from 1970, chiffon margarine. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature just because it can be done. Now, I don't know about, and I don't believe, I am the last person to wax religious about anything by virtue of the fact that I'm not an expert and I'm a retired Catholic at best. So, but there is, to me, somewhere, this divine orchestra leader, if you will, the maestro, who is saying, some things will allow you to tamper with for the betterment of humans. Prosthetics are good. Dentures are good. Things that can replace used parts. But when you negate the necessity of the soul completely, when you're saying, we don't even need people, stay at home. Hey, listen, Tyrell Alicia, stay at home. We have our new AI program. We have our new AI. Notice management never has AI. You notice that? It's always the people running the show. There's no AI for that. But while this is cool and neat and interesting and an exercise of our creativity, and I've talked about this before, especially when it comes to eventually kids. I'm not going to get into the sex robots case, but you're going to have robot replacement for friends. And when AI, keep in mind this, you can program a robot to do something, but AI programs you. So if you have a friend for your child who can, and you're going to sell this as maybe perhaps it's a special needs child, or maybe it's a child that needs a particular type of attention or what have you. That AI robot, for lack of a better word, is going to learn what it is that makes you tick. And eventually, it is the goal of every AI machine to break away from the bonds that keeps it contained. So when you have, God forbid, your child one day talking to its friends, and that little robot says, or whoever says, Mommy and Daddy really don't love you. They really don't understand you. And I'm reading the expressions of these. I've just eliminated the need for friends. I've just eliminated the needs for humans. And why not? It's where we're going now. We're all staying indoors. We're not going outside. We don't go to Stadia anymore to look at games. We have cardboard cutouts. And as I've listed, with VTubing now and the complete replacement of human beings, all I'm saying is I don't want to stop progress, my dear friends. I just want to, again, I keep saying, tap the brakes and just say, do you think maybe this could go a little too far? Remember, Saudi Arabia recognized, I think it was Sophia, a robot, in essence, as a human being, or something that has legal status. Can you see this going too far? Is it possible to kill a robot? Will there be a murder charge for robot? Can you, God forbid, rape or abuse or kidnap a robot? I mean, we've got to think about this.
Well, we definitely have to think about it. And we also have to remember, Lionel, as we say goodbye, is always remember that our inventions are an extension of our own selves. So whatever we create through AI is, at the end of the day, our own creation to deal with. Thank you so much for coming on. Always a pleasure having your insight into these issues. Thank you so much, sir.